rubyiruko mwe bayobozi b'ejo hazaza muharanire kuwuteza imbere. Radio Imanzi 105.1 FM. Ibiyobyabwenge birica kandi birangiza. Rinda ubuzima bwawe n'ubwa mugenzi wawe, tugira igihugu kizira ibiyobyabwenge. Rubyiruko nimwe musingi ukomeye w'igihugu. Radio Imanzi 105.1 FM. Gusesagura n'ubupfapfa. Zirikana ko iyo mbimenya ari ijambo ribi maze ukoreshe neza imari yawe. Radio Imanzi 105.1 FM.
We got you updated. This is Radio Imanzi News in English.
This is Radio Imanzi broadcasting from Kigali. Here is the news in English, brought to you by Fiona Umuganwa. The headlines. President Paul Kagame today received the board members of School of Leadership, Afghanistan. At the Interparliamentary Union Assembly in Kigali, women lawmakers have highlighted the need for safer parliaments free of sexism, harassment, and violence of various forms. Tanzanian authorities have lowered park fees for East African citizens to attract more tourists from neighboring countries. Welcome back. News in detail. President Paul Kagame today hosted board members of School of Leadership, Afghanistan's only girls' boarding school, which relocated temporarily to Rwanda late last year. The school relocated to Rwanda after the Taliban took over the Asian country. The meeting held at village Urugwiro was also attended by the school's founder and president Shabana Basij Rasig. According to the presidency, discussions centered around the school's progress and plans for expansion in Rwanda. It is nearly a year since the school temporarily relocated to Rwanda in a bid to pursue education in a conducive environment following the takeover of the Taliban, who are believed to strongly discourage the education of girls. At the Interparliamentary Union Assembly in Kigali, women lawmakers have highlighted the need for safer parliaments free of sexism, harassment, and violence of various forms. During the Forum of Women Parliamentarians at the 145th Interparliamentary Union Assembly, delegates said the thorny issues facing women MPs need to be addressed. Women lawmakers make 26% of parliaments globally. According to a survey by the Interparliamentary Union, over 85% of women MPs in Europe face psychological violence, while in Africa 40% of surveyed women MPs were sexually harassed. Globally, 25% of women MPs face physical violence. The delegates said having gender-sensitive parliaments is a key strategy for women's full participation and for equality between men and women. Senate Vice President Esperance Safari, who was elected to preside over the 34th Forum of Women Parliamentarians, said the women MPs have to debate and highlight the thorny issue of discrimination against women, sexism, harassment, and violence against women in parliaments. Reflecting on the International Day of the Girl, which was marked on Monday in Safari said the session takes place within the context of an event of great importance, which is the International Day of the Girl. As a woman and as a female leaders, we must lead by example and be an inspiration for women and girls across the world. Quoting President Paul Kagame, Nyira Safari said, women and men are equal in terms of ability and dignity, so women and men must also be equal in terms of opportunities. Dr. Francois Winyindi, Director of Non-Communicable Diseases Division at the Rwanda Biomedical Center, has said the government needs strong civil society organizations to help tackle breast cancer, as well as raising community awareness across the country. He was speaking today at a fundraising dinner organized by the Breast Cancer Initiative East Africa. The event was part of the celebration of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October. Dr. Winyindi said that RBC is promoting clinical breast exams at primary healthcare facilities to make sure that people can undergo checkups at near places and get screened, hence getting treatment. Western Province farmers and coffee producing businesses are asking for more seedlings as part of a continuous replacement effort for the deteriorating coffee trees. Data from the National Agriculture Export Development Board shows that over 6 million coffee trees are old in Western Province. The coffee's washing station and authorities say this lack of enough seedlings is amongst the top challenges, while a lot of trees remain not replaced. Anani Niyibeshaho, the acting district cash crop officer in Nyamasheke district, said there are some farmers who are unwilling to replace the old coffee trees over worrying for the next source of income. Modest Munezero, a coffee washing station manager in Rutsiro district, said coffee farmers are worried that they will not harvest enough in the next 2 years once trees are replaced, even though they look old, and this may affect their income. Nibe Shaho said there is a need for mobilization so that coffee washing stations understand that they should increase their investment for the replacement. According to the National Agriculture Export Development Board, there are upcoming projects dedicated for coffee rejuvenation that will cover Nyamasheke, Rusizi, Huye, Nyamagabe, Karongi, as well as Ruhango districts by 2023.
Economic news is a regular feature on Radio Imanzi.
The Rwanda Stock Exchange Market Report. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 457,500 Rwandan francs from 5,600 shares traded in 5 deals on the equities market, while the fixed income market remained quiet. I&M Bank closed the counter at 43 Rwandan francs. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 150,000 Rwandan francs from 3,500 shares traded in 2 deals. Bregwa closed the counter at 170 Rwandan francs. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 187,000 Rwandan francs from 1,100 shares traded in 2 deals. Simerwa closed the counter at 120 Rwandan francs. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 120,000 Rwandan francs from 1,000 shares traded in 1 deal. The rest of the equities counters closed with Bank of Kigali at 272 Rwandan francs, MTN Rwanda at 176 Rwandan francs, Equity Bank at 440 Rwandan francs, Kenya Commercial Bank at 370 Rwandan francs, National Media Group at 1,200 Rwandan francs, Uchumi Supermarket at 104 Rwandan francs, and R8 Buffalo closed the counter at 526 Rwandan francs as the market closed. The currency market review of today. Burundian franc buying price was 0.5 and the selling price was 0.51. Ugandan shilling buying price was 0.27 and the selling price was 0.276. Tanzanian shilling buying price was 0.44 and the selling price was 0.45. Kenyan shilling buying price was 8.5 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 8.7. The euro buying price 1,005 and the selling price 1,025. The British pound buying price 1,137 and the selling price 1,160. The US dollar buying price 1,034 and the selling price was 1,055 Rwandan francs as the currency market closed.
Some items of international news on Radio Imanzi.
Tanzanian authorities have lowered park fees for East African citizens to attract more tourists from neighboring countries. According to latest program by the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism, Tanzania is targeting visitors from the East African Community member states to visit wildlife parks and historical sites. Adult East African Community citizens will now pay 10,000 Tanzanian shillings, which are approximately $4.2. The same fee adult Tanzanians will also be charged. Algeria has been hailed for its long-term strategic partnership with the European Union as the bloc turns to Africa's biggest gas exporter to fill a gap left by Russian supplies. European Union's Energy Commissioner Kadri Simpson is the latest in a string of top European officials to visit Algeria in search of more natural gas since Russia cut gas supplies to Europe in suspected retaliation against Western sanctions after Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. In response to a World Health Organization investigation suggesting that Maiden Pharmaceuticals cough syrups shipped to the Gambia may be responsible for the death of numerous children there, India has stopped all manufacturing at the company's main factory close to New Delhi. India is said to supply 45% of all generic medicines to Africa. The recent incident has claimed the lives of 69 children, according to the World Health Organization. Nigeria is likely to experience more floods in different states in the coming days, according to the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. Since last month, Nigeria states have endured a series of flooding. About 27 states across the country were reported to have been affected, with casualties running in the hundreds. Over 500,000 people have been displaced, and even more are losing valuable property, stoking great conversation in recent times. With that, we come to the end of tonight's edition. However, following the news are the speeches by the Senate Vice President Esperance Safari and the Speaker of the Rwandan Parliament, Donatil Mukabalisa, at the 145th Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union.
Honorable la Présidente du Forum des femmes parlementaires au sein de l'UIP, Monsieur le Secrétaire général de l'UIP, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs, permettez-moi d'abord d'exprimer ma profonde gratitude à vous, les membres du Forum des femmes parlementaires, pour m'avoir choisi pour présider la 34e